Hello students, welcome to 7th lecture of D and F block elements. Now we are moving towards the end of the unit and our main second category, that means F block elements, will be discussed in this lecture. F block elements are also known as inner transition elements because it uses inner orbital as a transition orbital. Transition, that means, as we discussed earlier, in case of d orbital, when two doubly degenerated d orbitals, that means d2g and dg orbitals, splits, then electron will jump from lower energy d orbital to higher energy d orbital by absorbing light radiation. This is called transition. Similar type of transition occurs in this f block elements, but it occurs in f orbitals. That means it will be inner orbital, because after the f orbital we have d orbital and then we have s orbital. So that's why it is inner transition element. Now, as F block consists of two series lanthanoids, the 14th element following lanthanium, and actinoids, the 14th element following actinium. Because lanthanium closely resembles the lanthanoids, it is usually included in the discussion of the lanthanoids, for which the general symbol Ln is often used. Now, point to be noted here, lanthanoid actually do not belongs to F block element, because for F block element requirement is we need partially filled F orbitals in atomic state or one of the excited state or ionic state. But in case of lanthanide we do not have any partially filled F orbital. Similar for actinide. Similarly, discussion of the actinoids includes actinium besides the 14 elements constituting the series. Same case will be applied for actinium as well. It do not have any partial filled f orbital, but still, because of similarities, we will include both of the elements in F block. The lanthanoid resembles one another more closely than do the members of ordinary transition elements in any series. They have only one stable oxidation state, and their chemistry provides excellent opportunity to examine the effect of small change in size and nuclear charge along a series of otherwise similar elements. That means in case of lanthanides and actinides, we have very minor or negligible difference in sizes. And as we move from left to right, very small amount of charge will increase, nuclear charge will increase. So we can say that it is almost negligible, and they resembles very similar to each other because their outermost orbitals do not change their electronic configuration, because electrons are added in inner f block element, f orbital. That's why outermost orbitals electronic configuration are almost similar, and that's why their oxidation states are also similar. The chemistry of actinoid is, on other hand, much more complicated. The complication arises partially owing to the occurrence of wide range of oxidation state in this element, and partially because their radioactivity creates special problem in their study. Two series will be considered separately here. So all the elements present in actinide series are radioactive, and radioactive elements are hard to study because they continuously generates radioactive particles which are cancer causing or carcinogenic. That's why they are hard to study. The name, symbol, electronic configuration of atomic and some ionic states and atomic and ionic radii of lanthanium and lanthanoids, of which general symbol Ln is used, are given in table 8.9. So here is a table 8.9. So element 57 to 71 are mentioned here. So with their electronic configuration in their different ionic states with their ionic radii. So information is mentioned here. And second point, we have limited information available for these series because of less occurrence or rarity of this element. So first point is electronic configuration. It may be noted that atoms of these elements have electronic configuration with 6s2 common, but with variable occupancy of 4f level. However, the electronic configuration of all the tripositive ions are of the form of 4Fn, where n is equal to 1 to 14th with increasing atomic number. So this is the common electronic configuration for lanthanoids. Second point is atomic and ionic radii. Overall decrease in atomic and ionic radii from lanthanum to lutetium, which is known as lanthanoid contraction, is unique feature in the chemistry of lanthanoid. So here graphical representation is mentioned. So as we can see in this graph, as the atomic number increases, their radiuses are shrinking, and shrinking is comparatively very noticeable here. As we can compare this graph with a previous example of 3D transition series, in which the elements are also contracting or shrinking in size, but it was negligible. But in this case, we can see that it is large, comparatively large difference is present here. It has far-reaching consequences in the chemistry of third transition series of the element. The decrease in atomic radii is not quite regular as it is regular in M+3 ions. This contraction is of course similar to the observed in the ordinary transition series and is attributed to the same cause, the imperfect shielding of the one electron by other in the same subshell. However, the shielding of one 4f electron by other is less than the d orbitals by other with the increase in the nuclear charge along with the series. There is fairly regular decrease in the size with increasing atomic number. The cumulative effect of a contraction of lanthanoid series known as lanthanoid contraction causes the radii of the member of the third transition series to be very similar to those of the corresponding members of the second series, that means 4D series. The almost identical radii of zirconium and hafnium 160 pm and 159 pm are consequences of the lanthanoid contraction, account for their occurrence together in the nature and for the difficulty faced in their separation. Now, because of a similar type of sizes, they will behave similarly, although their densities are different. More number of the element, that means higher number of neutrons and protons, that means more heavier elements. And if it has same size as the lighter element, obviously density of that element will be more. So density different is definitely present, but overall remaining properties or chemical behaviors will be similar if radii are similar, and they belongs to same group, that means their electronic configuration will be same, so their oxidation states will be same, and as well as coordination number. So that's why it is hard to separate them. Now next point, oxidation state of lanthanoids. In the lanthanoid, +2 and +3 compounds are predominant species. However, occasionally +2 and +4 ions in the solution of or in the solid compounds are also obtained. This irregularity arises mainly from the extra stability of empty, half-filled or fully filled F subshell. So just like d orbital, same trend will be observed here. If orbitals are completely empty or exactly half filled or completely filled, then this configuration gives extra stability, and that's why it will behave slightly differently. For f orbital, stable configurations are F14, which will be most stable electronic configuration for f orbital, and F7, that means half filled, which is second most stable electronic configuration. Thus the formation of Ce4 is favored by its noble gas configuration, but it is a strong oxidant reverting to the common +3 state. The E value for C +4 to +3 is +1.74, so obviously it will be spontaneous reaction, which suggests that it can oxidize water. However, the reaction rate is very slow, and hence Ce4 is a good analytical reagent. Praseodymium, neodymium, terbium and dysprosium also exhibits +4 state, but only in oxides, MO2. Europium +2 is formed by losing 2s electrons, and its F7 configuration accounts for the formation of this ion. However, U2+ is a strong reducing agent, changing to the common +3 state. Similar to Yb2+, which has F14 configuration, is a reductant. Tb4 has half-filled f orbitals and is an oxidant. The behavior of samarium is very much like europium, exhibiting both +2 and +3 oxidation states. Now general characteristics. All the lanthanoids are silvery white soft metals and tarnish rapidly in air. That means shiny surface will be done quickly. The hardness increases with the increasing atomic number. Samarium being steel hard, their melting points range between 1000 to 1200 Kelvin, but samarium melts at 1623 Kelvin. They have typical metallic structure and are good conductor of heat and electricity. Density and the other properties change smoothly except for europium and ytterbium and occasionally for samarium and thulium. Many trivalent lanthanoid ions are colored both in solid and aqueous solution. Color of these ions may be attributed to the presence of F electron. Neither La3 plus or Lu3 plus ions show any color, but rest do so. So in this case, similar type of observation is done. Just like 3D series, first and last element, because of absence of d electrons, gives colorless compound. Similar situation arises here. If f orbitals are completely empty or completely filled, then no transition will occur, and that's why colorless compounds are obtained. However, absorption band are narrow, probably because of the excitation within F level. The lanthanoid ions other than the F0 type and the F14 type are all paramagnetic. That means they have at least one unpaired electrons in it. Again, similar type of observation, just like 3D series. The first ionization enthalpies of the lanthanoids are around 600 kilojoules per mole, the second around 1200 kilojoules, comparable with those of calcium. A detailed discussion of the variation of the third ionization enthalpy indicates that exchange enthalpy consideration, as in 3D orbitals of the first transition series, appear to important a certain degrees of stability to empty half-filled and completely filled orbitals of f level. So similar type of observation, just like d orbital, if orbitals are completely filled, half-filled or completely empty, then normal order of the increasing or decreasing enthalpies will change because of extra stability by the orbitals. This indicates from the abnormally low value of the third ionization enthalpy of lanthanum, gadolinium and lutetium. In their chemical behavior in general, the earlier member of the series are quite reactive, similar to calcium, but with increasing atomic number they behave more likely aluminium. Value of E note for the half reaction, Ln3 plus gains 3 electron to give Ln solid, are in range of -2.2 to -2.4 volt except for EU, for which the value is -2. This is of course a small variation. The metals combine with hydrogen when gently heated with gas. Carbides Ln3C, Ln2C3 and Lnc2 are formed when the metals are heated with carbon. They liberate hydrogen from dilute acid and burn in halogens to form halide. They form oxide M2O3 and hydroxide MOH thrice. The hydroxide are definite compounds, not just hydrated oxide. That means they are permanent OH compound attached with it, just like NaOH. In certain cases, hydroxides are hydrated oxides, but in this case, they are exactly hydroxides. They are basic like alkaline earth metals, oxides and hydroxides. Their general reactions are depicted in figure 8.7. So as we can see here, different reactions for lanthanides are mentioned with respective reactants. So we can see different type of reactions and different type of formations possible for lanthanide, and common reactions are mentioned because all of the lanthanide elements gives similar type of reactions. The best single use of the lanthanoid is for production of alloy steel for plates and pipes. A well-known alloy is misch metal, which consists of lanthanoid metals 95% and iron 5% and the trace of SC, Ca and Al. A good deal of mixed metal is used in Mg based alloy to produce bullets, shells, and lighter flints. Mixed oxide of lanthanoids are employed as catalyst in the petroleum cracking. Some individual lanthanoid oxides are used as phosphors in television screen and similar fluorescing surfaces. Now phosphors, that means the substance which has tendency to emit light when exposed to radiation. That means if we apply let's say UV light on the material, then it will start emitting the visible light. That means it will start glowing. So we know that our television screens glows and it gives different type of colors. So they are just exposed to the radiation, and that's why they gives different colors. But reactions are very rapid, and lanthanide oxides are used for these type of fluorescent uses.